Okay, this might not work because it is too low. Nope. Unless I scoot backwards. Then maybe it's okay.
Legend's such a smart doggy. All the dogs know what means when you crinkle plastic wrap. But Legend knows what the microwave means.
Oh, so she's like a step.
She heard the beep and she's like, and ran over to it. No, come on, roll up. Roll up, come here.
He's super dirty.
Let's go. Come on, it's bedtime. Lagatha, you too.
Don't let him on the bed.
I don't let anyone on the bed. Lagatha, come here.
Torby can hang out. Torby, you want to hang out with me?
It's bedtime.
That's not what I was asking you.
You want to put her up or keep her
No,
up?
she can stay out. That's Anita. No.
No. No.
Will you put water in Gita's pail? That pail right there?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was on its side before. I filled it up. Put more in it, be safe.
Torby. I'm trying.
Oh,
Oh, dang it. It's still cold in the middle.
15 seconds every time.
Say that again.
I cook it for 2 minutes and 15
Who?
seconds.
But then I won't be able to eat it for 30 minutes.
For 5.
I'm too impatient for that. I like how there's 5 likes and I haven't even been really on here yet.
Here's some water for y'all.
Videos. Oh no, video. I'm trying to. I'm opening y'all up on my laptop so I can see comments. I'm gonna ask him to warm this back up for me because it's cold in the middle. Hey Sean, can you put this in for another?
2 minutes and 15 seconds.
No, oh God, I can't get it undone now. For another, don't Torby. For another 30 seconds. I think I confused her earlier when I called her. Whoa, go. No, jeez. Hey, calm down.
You got a plate?
No, nah. No, but there should be a plastic wrapper. Just put it on that. Hello. I'm still haven't opened y'all, and I'm lost. Okay, wait. I need to go to my channel. Right? Your channel. And lives. Oh, let me mute myself. Okay. There we go. Thanks. Is it really hot?
Yep.
God. Okay. Maybe I do need a plate. What? Dang it. Maybe I do need a plate. Get out. Just set it on there. I'll be fine.
No.
Probably.
Nope, it's bedtime. You birds.
Sorry, we're kind of late today. Where do I see the chat? I don't remember how to do this. Yeah, I was gonna start an hour ago, and then I did. Oh, there's stuff in my teeth. Nice. Still there? Yep. Great way to start, right? Yeah, I was gonna start an hour ago, and then Sean wanted to talk to me about some stuff. So I don't know if this angle is gonna work. I thought it would be higher. I guess if I sit backwards, it would be higher. What do I do? Should I just scoot back and get comfy? Also, it feels much darker. Is it darker? No, wait. Let me look at. Nah, it's just my phone is darker. How did I do it before? Before I had the chats. I really suck at technology. I'm on YouTube on my laptop and I'm trying to figure out how I can like get the chat up. Pop out chat? Ooh. Ooh, fancy. I like this. Okay, wait. Yeah. That will work. That will work. Oh man, today's been awful. It's been awful. I am not a morning person. We just picked up a puppy that we're pup sitting, and he might have to go into another room if he starts pitching a fit. We put him with one of our older dogs in the living room, thinking that maybe he'll be okay with an older dog, so he's not alone, but I see the look in his eye. Freya, no. Anyhow, so I might have to have Sean put him in the other room, maybe. We also try to put a blanket over his crate so that way he can't see me and maybe he'll settle down and relax, but he just pulled the blanket off. So I'm not a morning person, and I got a booking request for this puppy at like 9 o'clock last night for 8 o'clock in the morning. And normally I'm still asleep at 8. Like I wake up between, I don't know, maybe 8:30 and 9. Sean usually does like most of the morning stuff with the dogs. I'm like using the bathroom. And then I get up and I feed everybody. Or he'll feed a couple maybe, and then I'll feed the rest. So I had to get up early because I was going to meet, this person was an hour away, so I was going to meet them so that way they didn't have to travel as far. So I woke up early, and then they texted me that they were going to meet me an hour later. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just like hang out in bed a little bit and be on my phone. And I didn't realize Sean had already left. Sean went to go help my dad pick up a jacuzzi? Something like that. I think it's a jacuzzi. Maybe it's a hot tub. I saw it. It's pretty big. Hey. No, Ginger. No. Ginger's one of our new dogs. She's only been with us maybe 5 days. And she's got some issues. She's not a bad dog. She just has some things, some training stuff we need to work on. But, so that was her. She's also in the living room. We have her crated in the living room so she can see everybody and see how our house runs and meet all the dogs and just slowly acclimate. Of course, she doesn't stay in there the whole time, but it's just, so that way she can see everything that's happening all the time. And then she'll move into the dog room, and then she'll slowly, I might need you to put baby Ryuk into the dog room or maybe the heat room if he starts yapping like crazy. He's kind of settled right now, but he has that look in his eye, that crazy, I'm gonna go berserk. The puppy's name is Ryuk, after Ryuk. Actually, they're actually a fan, so that was pretty cool. They didn't know who I was until they met me. So that was pretty cool. I think he's gonna just pull it right back off. Husband's putting the blanket back over the crate. You think it's him?
He keeps pulling it into their kennel.
Okay, we'll move.
No.
Yeah, where he can't reach it. Sorry. What was I saying? So yeah, I was saying, as Sean says, that I love my husband. Are you stealing my candle? Just be careful. So what I should have got up because I had forgot that Sean had needed to go help my dad early in the morning. I should have got up, handled the dogs, and then and then met the person. But I was like, oh, it's not gonna be a big deal. I'll just meet the person real quick, and I'll be back to Hey, Ginger, stop acting like a ginger. That's not nice. Am I sitting on your foot, darling? I'm sitting on her foot. Darling's here. I'm sitting on her foot, and she's just not even. Poor baby. He's a poor baby. Come here. Come sit with me. You wanna be in the stream? Torby, do you want to be in the stream? Come here. This is Torby. Whoa, bro. So this is Rolo's sister. Torby is named after a character in Vikings, if you've seen Vikings. Oh, she pushed the button on my laptop. She pushed the space bar. I lost my chat. Where'd it go? Okay. So if you've seen Vikings, she's named after a character in Vikings. Oh, come on. There it goes. I got my chat back. Sorry. I'm eating Skittles now. Because I'm tired. I don't even want to eat them. I'm just tired. I need a little bit of sugar. Not that kind of sugar. Darling is named after Lady and the Tramp. The wife. The lady who gets lady for the lady who gets lady. The wife who gets lady as a Christmas present. Her name was Darling. And so we named her Darling. But we haven't found Jim Deere. I think that's the husband's name is Jim Deere. Yeah. One day you'll find your beloved Jim Deere. Or we might name him Charming. Darling and Charming. We'll see. There's some love going on over here. My pack loves each other. Okay. Are you gonna sit down, Torby? Are you gonna sit down? Torby. What are you doing? So I've been gone most of the day, so we didn't really get to do much fun stuff, so they are a little restless. Right, Torby? Oh gosh. Okay, you're standing on my tummy. So anyhow, the lady messaged me. She was going to be later. So instead of getting up and adulting, I laid in bed on my phone. And then I left to meet her. And then she was, I got to where we were supposed to meet. And I asked her where ETA was. And she said she was just now leaving. So I was like, oh, okay. So about 30 minutes. And then about 30 minutes later, I asked her where ETA was, and she said about 15 minutes. So I was like, okay. And then, so more time passed, and I was like, hey, are you here yet? try not to be, Gita, no, Gita. I was trying to be polite, but I was starting to, I have things I need to do. And, so she, lost my train of thought. Oh, so she said that she was there. And I said, okay, well, where? I don't see you. I'm in the only red truck. I'm the only red truck there. And, she couldn't find me. And that, I kind of wonder if maybe she wasn't there yet, but she was trying to pretend she was there, and she just didn't see me yet. Well, I don't know. So I ended up pulling around and getting gas, and then she pulled up next to me. And I got the dog. And so I wanted to swing by my mom's real quick, so I didn't go straight home. I went to swing by my mom's real quick, and I was like almost at my mom's parking spot, and I got stuck in the mud. Stop, Torby. Stop. Okay? Don't do, no. You see a little bit of Rolo in her with her pawing. So yeah, so what had happened is they have a dirt driveway. It passes my grandfather's house, and then it passes, he has like a shed, big shed, and my grandfather had parked kind of in front of his shed, but like his half end of his truck was in the road. I'm not that familiar with driving the truck. My car's broke down right now because of the bearings and the hubs and all that stuff right there. Both of them broke when the car was dropped. And so we have to have a hydraulic press or something. We have to push this part. We have to like have something that pushes evenly to push the bearings out. And then we have to have the same thing to put the new bearings in. And you can't just buy it all together already done like most cars. So we're trying to do everything ourselves to save money. So regardless, I have to take that tomorrow to Freya. Are you getting in trouble? She's pulling Freya's in the crate with the dog, and she's pulling in the puppy. Because she's good with puppies, and she's pulling the blanket into the crate. Did you see that evil mom look I gave her? That, when you do something wrong and your mom gives you that look, and you're just like, oh crap. Anyhow, yeah, they're restless. We didn't do anything fun today. So yeah, I went to drive around my grandfather's truck with my husband's truck. And I went a little far around, so I went kind of off into the grass. And everything was fine. I went around, I went to go back onto the path, and my back end of my truck just slid. And it kept like fishtail like sliding out. And then I got stuck. And I was like, oh. And so I tried to go, and the back tire spun, and I tried to reverse. And it just like, yeah, I was stuck. So I was like, all right, no problem. I'll let the dogs come and, out and play a little bit. I had Rolo with me. No, Gita. No. Gita's trying to jump out of the 6-foot retriever kennel in our dining room. No. It's because I'm eating, probably. She wants to come over and see if I would give her any crumbs. I don't know. Gita's my shadow. She's my Velcro dog, so that would probably be another thing is she didn't get to hang out with me much today, so. One of those days. But yeah, so I got stuck, and I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll just text Sean. Well, I can't technically text my husband because where that spot is, there's no cell reception. But I use my mom's Wi-Fi, I message him on Facebook. No, Gita. So I shot him a message. He was still helping my dad. And I was like, okay, well, asking him what dogs had been taken care of and just getting like a status report. So as soon as I got back, I'd know who I need to handle. And So then he gets back. He actually, before he helped, because my dad, we live right next to my dad right now. So he's not that far from me. He's really close. But so he goes ahead and handles the dog, helps my dad a little bit, and then he comes to the house, and we try to get the truck out, and it's just like digging a bigger rut, and we're putting gravel and wood and all this stuff under the tires, trying to get it out, and the tires are pretty bold. That's part of the issue. And then right where I was stuck is where like the shed, the roof of the shed, the water drains, and so like it's kind of like a big pool, and then it kind of like slowly slopes down. If you watch a lot of my videos, if you see the big grass field that I let the dogs run around in, with a light, lost my train of thought. Oh, man. Anyways, that's where it was. Oh, there's septic tanks there. That's so we live in the country. We don't have running water, like public water. We have running water. We don't have public water. We have well water, and we have septic tanks, and you're not supposed to drive over them. And so it's like the truck was just like sliding down sideways on this like sopping wet grass, because we did have tornadoes like past, like it has not dried. We haven't had, it's winter for one, but we haven't had a chance for the ground to dry. So, and it was rainy today. So it just slip and slide all the way down, and I tried to like steer it to where I knew like the ground was more packed together. I think I ended up like getting it to our fire line, to my grandparents' fire line, which is like the edge where a fire break. So if there's a fire, that's where the fire will stop. Freya, no. Freya, no, don't do that. Kita, no. And my husband showed up, my husband had showed up. He had tried to help me, and so he tried to get the truck. Yeah, we tried a couple different things, and it was just like it had been hours now where I was just stuck there. And I had things to do. I had 4 dogs that I was boarding that needed to go home. Hey, Amanda, I'm complaining about my horrible day. That's what's happening. I'm complaining about how I drove, my car is still broken. Still trying to get the wheels fixed. And I got my truck stuck in the mud for hours. And I had 4 dogs that needed to go home today. That I was boarding, and I was going to be delivering those dogs home. That was what they paid for, pickup and delivery. And because one of them I could message through Wi-Fi, so that was fine. I let them know like, hey, my car's stuck. It was later in the day anyway, so it was going to be all right. That was supposed to deliver their dog to them. But the other 3, they were supposed to go home at 12, and now it was like 2 o'clock. And they only had my cell phone number, so I couldn't like message them through the Wi-Fi. So that was like really stressing me out. Like, no, Gita, no. So that was really stressing me out because I couldn't let them know what was going on. I have their dogs. They were supposed to be going home at 12. And like that, like I'm just imagining them like being like, we haven't heard from her. She's not responding to us. Where's our dogs? It's been hours. Which they were totally cool. They're repeat customers of mine, but that just really was stressing me out. And so finally, like my grandfather had been gone. He got home. He had to get his tractor, and he had to pull the truck out with the tractor, which I got a video of. If you're on Instagram, on my Instagram, it's in my Instagram stories, where I'm holding the puppy that I'm sitting, and I'm showing them pull it out. So yeah, so then I basically had to rush home and get the 3 dogs that needed to go home, get them all, you get their food and get all the items that they sent with them, contact the owners, let them know what's going on, which they're totally cool, and you know, and rush them home. And then they have training questions because they have 2 females that fight, particularly like one female that attacks the other 2, but one is a great Pyrenees mix, and so it's a boxer who's attacking the other 2 girls, but she recently attacked Great Pyrenees, and the Pyrenees pretty much put her in her place. But the other one she's attacking is like a small, like pit bull terrier type breed, and she's a boxer, so she's a boxer mix. They're all rescues, because they're all mixes. And so she's much bigger, she's a little bit older, she's more confident than the terrier, and so she really hurts the terrier. And she actually had tore off part of the terrier's ear. Well, the owner did tell me that he said he was pulling the boxer off, and so he thinks that's why the edge of the ear got ripped off, was because she had it and he pulled her off of the other dog, and she still had it, and so it tore it. So, you know, they were asking questions, training questions and stuff like that, and we're definitely going to have to set up some actual training sessions, and not just like some advice, you know, that I can quickly give them that's free. I'm gonna need to, like, that's a serious situation. So, hey Jeremy. So yeah, so then I stood there for about an hour chatting with them, telling them, because right now they're doing like rotations with their dog, which we continued here, but I did like watch the 2 dogs, how they, when they pass each other, how they like react to each other. And that's how I know like it is the boxer who is instigating it. Mm-hmm. So you know, they're like, do you think we can put them back together? And I said, no, right now. They're not ready for that. More like, really, the owners aren't ready for that. I said, I still need to assess why the boxer thinks that she should be attacking the terrier. So, and from the short, hey, he's fine. Leave him alone. From the, yeah, I only had them for one night. We get them every other weekend. So, and this is the first time we had all 3. They've been sending the terrier to the mother-in-laws to avoid confrontation. And they've been doing like switching, like, okay, it's this dog's turn to go outside and this dog's in that room. And none of them, they're not out at the same time. Which I think is great for now, to avoid, you know, a dangerous situation that can cause vet bills. Lots of expensive vet bills, or them getting hurt, destruction of property, or, you know, worse. But so yeah, I told them, like, I really need to see more of what's happening and why the boxer thinks that she has the right to terrorize the terror. But my quick assessment is that the boxer thinks that she's the alpha, and that's why she also attacked the Great Pyrenees, because she thinks that she's the alpha of the pack, and so she calls the shots. And if one of the dogs is doing something she's not okay with, she's going to put them in their place. The only thing is that she overdoes it, because they said the terrier was on her back and crying, and, you know, being submissive, not really fighting back, just crying when the boxer was attacking her. And so that's not what a good pack leader would do. That's not what Kratos or Rollo would do. You know, as soon as they submitted, that's it. You know, they made their point. You know, or maybe they'll stand there a little bit longer, or maybe they'll hold their muzzle or something like that. But they're not trying to hurt them. You know what I mean? And it seems like the boxer is trying to hurt the other dog. And that can be caused from her being taken from her mom too early and her litter mates too early, or it can just poor breeding, there's a whole bunch of different things that can play into that. Of why she's doing that. So, but yeah, I definitely need to see more before I just say, oh yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? Yeah, alphas don't terrorize their, pack members. They make sure they know their place, but it's not like full on bullying. You know what I mean? And that's what this is. They don't draw blood unless they're what do you call it? Not superior, is above, whatever you call it. The ones underneath. They wouldn't draw blood unless that one was challenging them. Being extremely disrespectful and not submitting, which would be challenging. So that's the only situation I could see where it would get more serious. And so what they told me is that the terrier was submitting, never challenged, never fought back, so that explains that. Oh, you're talking about Legend and Rolo, which Legend is not an alpha. Rolo is the alpha, but he respected Legend in that situation when she told him to knock it off. And if you notice in the video, I'm recording, Legend, she glances around the room, but she looks at me before she continues to bark at him and tell him off. Like she checks in with me, because normally I would intervene. I'd be like, hey, Rolo, quit harassing her. Pretty much what he was doing. He wasn't trying to be a jerk. He was just trying to be, how guys are. They're too flirty and they can't take a hint. He was just, the cockapoo was not having it. She was not interested in him, and he was trying to be all flirty, and she just wanted to lay down and relax. And actually, I think she wanted in the bedroom. And so Legend is like that with the smaller dogs, like with Darling, with puppies, with the chickens. If the rooster is trying to mate with one of the chickens, Legend will go break it up, because she thinks that he's hurting her or whatever. Sometimes they are, with their talons and stuff. But if when we had our drakes or our ducks, and they started going at it, Legend would jump in and break them up. Let's see here. Our old Hound Terrier mix would get on our German Shepherd and Scotty when they play too much. Was funny to watch them respect her, right? Yeah. So I almost didn't share that video, because the video of Legend and Rolo and the cockapoo, because I'm afraid people would be like, oh, I can't believe you let him, harass her like that, or some people. And I don't typically. I usually would have stepped in. Freya, stop it. No. We have Freya in a crate right now, and Freya, normally she's one of the dogs that sleeps in the room with us. So I think she's kind of like, why am I in the crate? I'm too old for this. So that's her doing her weird, I don't know if you hear her crying. Her weird, crying sounds. What I do that's educational? Oh, the video? Yeah. And I think, that's how a livestock guardian dog is supposed to behave. Especially that she's a Great Pyrenees Kangol, and she's got a little bit of, no, she doesn't. I'm getting her mixed up with another one. We have another one that has Karst Shepherd from Europe, and she doesn't. She's Kangol and Great Pyrenees. And so, not so much the Kangal part of her, but the Great Pyrenees is the more nurturing ones. Typically, not always, but typically, Great Pyrenees are the ones that are more gentle and affectionate, and they stay closer to the animal that they're guarding. Whereas the Kangals are typically the ones on the fence line, ready to fight, ready to chase off things, ready to bark at, whatever. Like they're the front lines. And so usually when you have like a lot of livestock and you have the livestock guardian dogs as your defense, you would have Great Pyrenees or sheepdogs or those sort of ones to be in with the group, and then you would have your other, like the Kangals, the Anatolian Shepherds. What's another good one? The Caucasian Shepherd, those type, Tibetan Mastiff. Those types would be on the outside where they would actually fight off and chase off the predators. And then the softer Marimas and Great Pyrenees, sheepdogs, they would be on the inside. So that if something did, let's say like a pack of coyotes come and some of the coyotes are fighting while another one tries to slip in and grab one of the, I don't know, a lamb, or a chicken or something, the ones on the insides would be able to protect them from that, if that makes sense. That's for, a big setup. Most people have homesteads or small farms that only need like 2-3 dogs. There's a chicken farmer that he does rotational type chicken farming, and he's got, I don't know, like 12 livestock guardian dogs, and he's got that kind of setup where he's got the more nurturing ones on the inside and the more aggressive ones, the frontline ones on the outside. Yeah. So and that's like one of our goals is to get to that point where we actually need that many. We just have 3 right now on our property, which they have nothing to do right now. Bird flu. I hadn't heard that. Uh-oh. Weird. So I have the chat up on my laptop. But I saw the comment on my screen, but I didn't see the comment on my. Some of our livestock guardian dogs outside started barking. So, well, our chickens and our ducks are close to the house now. Shh, shh. But it is coyote season is coming up, so it makes me so like, and a lot of our fencing is down. So I kind of want to go check and make sure everything is okay. I think it's fine. They barked for a little bit. But yeah, our livestock guardian dogs stay outside at night. They don't really have much to do right now, so I don't know if it was anything or not. I'm not used to hearing them so close to the house barking. Anyhow. That's one reason I did have to like move my chickens between the flies. So I put our chickens next to our house because I was lazy. And yeah, warning barking. And so I was like, I put them right next to the house. I walk out my door and I feed them and check on them and socialize them. I wanted my chickens to be well socialized. And yeah, then no, that was a really horrible idea because then tons of flies appeared and then they became a problem. And then we like to have our windows open and have fresh air circulate, and our house got full of flies. And then, oh man, and it's winter now and there's still flies. You may see a fly and it's just like, what are you even eating now? Like, so we had moved everybody far away. And now our chickens, they're not by our door, but they're on the side of our house. I still kind of have to walk a little bit. But yeah, it's been pretty warm. So, like, I'm wearing short sleeves. Which, you know, my house is warm, but it's been pretty warm outside. So, I guess it's the tornadoes, like that's why we have tornadoes, is because of the weather. I don't really know much about that sort of stuff, but I guess that's what it would be. And I'm starving. So yeah, I've been not home most of the day. And here, Tori, you can have those. The corners are hard. Don't tell anybody I fed my dogs these. Okay, give you a little piece. That gotta be fair. I do give table scraps, not a lot, and I'm selective of what I give. I do give bread, and mostly pizza crust. Because like generally, I feel like it's okay, because if they were eating like a regular dog food all the time, they would be getting mostly corn and wheat and stuff anyway. So it's like, well, you know, they eat mostly meat. So a little bit of bread, a little bit here and there is fine. I don't even need this. But yeah, so I help those people out. I talk to those people. Okay. And right here. Then I had to rush back home. No, Torby. No. Nope. And then I create bad habits like begging. Oh no, my battery is low. I totally forgot that my phone was about dead. Close. Let me stop. Ask my husband to bring my charger. Okay. I don't know if y'all saw that, but my phone battery is low. That's why it froze for a second, if it did freeze. So I'm going to message my husband and see if he can bring my charger. My charger is in the car. Okay, I might have to do a short. I mean, it's late, but I might have to just cut this short because I can't. The charger I have, I have a new phone and it came with a charger. Oopsie. Since we switched her food, her stool is getting much more firm, and she has less accidents from not being able to hold the softer stool. Woohoo! So, somebody was asking for help with their puppy who was having loose stools, and I had them show me what they were feeding their dog. Hey! Shh! Yeah, let me text my husband. I'm going to have him put that dog in another room. And you this is that dog that was crying. His name is Ryuk. He's named after Ryuk. Dang, Torby, really? Stop. Go. Can you put baby Ryuk in the dog room? Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. There we go. I'm going to put Freya and I'm going to ask my husband to put Freya and this puppy into where we keep our dogs when they're in heat. He's like, He's sitting there with his like mouth open. He's like, the owner told me that she holds him all the time. That she carries him everywhere. And he is going to be he's going to be like 50 pounds when he grows up. So I was like, well, what are you going to do when he's 50 pounds? And she said, oh, I'll still carry him. And I was just like, okay. So my charger that came with my phone is it has like a weird end that only goes to the base. That only goes to that base. So I was like, oh, I'll just get my charger and I'll plug it up to my laptop and charge my phone with my laptop, so I don't have to have like a long cord. But here you go, my lap. But no, I'm just remembered. It's a new phone, so I'm still having to remember stuff about it. I'm used to, and I had an iPhone for 10 years. And I finally got, no, I had an Android for 10 years. I just got an iPhone. And, which iPhone was the first phone I ever had. But, I don't know. I don't know why I got an Android. And I just kept that forever. Yeah, darling, she was laying on my lap, but she's making me kind of hot. Darling, say hi. Darling did go with me to drop off the second dog, to take that dog back home. So she played a little bit. She looks tired. Darling, are you tired? Sit up. Sit up so I can see you. Maybe I can do that. There we go. Darling, are you adorable? You're not adorable. Ugh. She licked me in the mouth. Stop. Hey, Sean. Puppy's irritating Freya now. Wait. Just go over like this. Maybe that'll work. Hey, Sean. Maybe he's in the shower. No, Freya. Yeah. It's not working out. I mean, really, as far as this puppy, what you would do is you would let them just cry and work it out. And then once they were calm, you let them out. But, hey, can you put Freya and Baby Ryuk in the heat room? No. Who's barking? Hush. Who's barking? Was that Chevy barking?
Yeah.
Oh. Nope. Darling, stop. Nope, Freya. You want to say hi real quick? Come here. I'm going to say hi. Oh, gosh. Okay, darling, let her say hi. Freya, say hi. Okay. All right, nope. Off. Chaos. They're. We didn't do anything today, so they have a lot of energy. Go off. Torby, go ahead and go off. Okay. Which Freya is, we call her and her brother squirrels because they are kind of squirrely like that. Yeah. So I feel bad because they didn't. Yeah. That will help. Sean's turning the lights off over there to help them settle down. You can do the kitchen too. My phone's dying, so I'm gonna end this soon. And yeah, and then cut to bed. It's 11 p.m. here.
Let me take the girls.
You can take them, that's fine.
Jordan, Carolyn, come on. Let's them. Jordan.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no dogs. The dogs are gone. I mean, Gita is still in the living room, and so are our new additions, and a dog that we're boarding, Chevy. Chevy is here. 5 a.m. So why are you up at 5 a.m.? I don't know if you were here when I was talking about how I'm not a morning person. No, Gita. Oh, you're in Germany? I used to live near Munich. I was a go-go dancer with a group of girls, and we went to some of the clubs in Munich, or Germany generally, on that side, and then Austria. Okay. I think it's been like, oh geez. I was in Germany from 17 years old to almost 20. I was almost 20 when I moved back to the States. And I am 38 now. So my dad was military and he was stationed over there, so that's why I was there. I actually had gotten my GED because I was when I I had moved to the States when my parents moved to Germany, and I moved in with my grandparents in Alabama. And they wouldn't accept my records, my school records, so they wanted me to start over in 9th grade when I was in 11th grade. I actually tried. I went to 9th grade for like 3 months. And then I was just like, I'm going to graduate when I'm like 21, or something like that. If I redo everything. And so I dropped out and got my GED instead. And then I went to Germany with my parents, and I got my GED through the Air Force. And I was going to enroll and I was going to enlist in the Air Force, but I wasn't heavy enough. I didn't weigh enough. So while I tried to gain weight, I got 3 jobs. So I didn't gain weight because I was always, I was a dancer. And I also worked in a nursery, and I was a bagger at the commissary. So I was out of school, so I was just working. Yeah, so I don't think I ever gained the weight, but I also think it's been a long time, so I don't really remember. I don't think I ever, no, Gita, no, you're bad. She wants to jump out. No. So yeah, I think I just never went back to try to enlist. I wish I did, but I didn't. And my parents split up, and my mom came here. And so we came here, and then my dad came here. My dad lives on my mom's parents' property with all of us. So, but they're not together, so it was kind of interesting. Yeah, I have insomnia also. I hate it. That's why I'm not a morning person. It's like, but I think my insomnia is due to a heart problem I have. I don't really talk about it much, but when I lay down, I think it's easier for my heart to pump blood better, I guess. And so then I'm less foggy and I get energy so I can stay awake. This is my guess. I could be completely wrong. My physician didn't say this to me, but that would just be my guess. But I feel like too, like in the morning, like I could totally just sleep from like 6 a.m. all the way to like 1 or 2. Gita, do you need to go outside? Is that what the problem is? To menopause? I'm not ready. I feel like I'm getting close to that. I'm not ready. Well, I'm 30. Gita, hold on. I think that's why Gita's giving me a hard time. I think she's used the bathroom. Gita, you need to go outside? Come on. I don't have Darling to babysit, y'all. I'm not Gita out. Let me go back. Okay, yeah. No, fine. My bad. I was fussing at her and she needed to use the bathroom. She doesn't normally stay in that retriever kennel. Normally she stays in the room with us. Are you done already? Is that it? Okay. I'm going to put her back up though. Come on. All right, go ahead. Ooh, are you okay? I had a feeling I should have kept Darling. That way she could have taken care of y'all for me. I watch a lot of live streams, and there's so often where they have to get up and do something, and then it's just nobody's there, and they're staring at a wall. And so I noticed like that's when like some people leave. And so I'm like, oh, that's why I thought maybe it was a good idea to have Darling or maybe one of my other dogs sit and just like, they're not doing anything, but I don't know. It seems a lot better than y'all staring at the couch on the wall. What do y'all think? Picking stuff. Okay. I am going to look at my YouTube notifications. While we're here. YouTube. Maybe I should tilt the phone back up now so I can sit up higher. Darling's not here. Do y'all like the orientation this way, or is it better when I had it up and down? Okay. Go. Gita, no. I don't know. This way is better. Yeah, because I was looking back at the video from last night. I can't believe I recorded for like over 5 hours. It would be cool if during your live you can show us some of your dog training. Yeah, I don't. Hi. Didn't I do it for you? Is that a quote from like something you like? It looks like you have an anime profile picture? Is that from like your favorite anime? Or is that a real life reference? Oh, I gotta scooch over. It's a meme. Oh, okay. Let me look up this meme. Oh, you're in Alabama? I got your I haven't even got to a chance to look at your comment yet. But I saw the comment about how you sent me some money to try to yeah. Okay. Yeah, sent me some money to try to help me get to LA. I'm so depressed about it. Don't look like it, but I'm really like, oh my gosh, everything is going wrong. Everything was perfect. I had the money. I had I think I was short just a little bit of money, and like, and you know what? I had the money for the sign up, and when I went to sign up, because I have an online bank, there's a fly. If you see me, there's literally a fly. I was just talking about flies earlier. I will never put chickens by my door again. So I went to sign up for Augusto's dog training the trainers program. I had pretty much all the money, and it was going to be, he had it where you could do a split payment. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll go ahead and knock this part out, pay it off. And then I have the other, all I need to do is get a little bit more and I'm good to go. And then I got to get the money to stay, for the flying and getting a rental and getting an Airbnb and getting a rental car. But everything was lining up. Everything was going great. I stayed up all night, waiting, to sign up. I was so pumped, and stuff. And then I go to try to pay, and it's we don't recognize your bank. They would not take the money from my bank. And I was like, oh, I've had this problem before. It's an online bank. It's a relatively new bank. It just got insured or something. So I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. It'll be okay. I'll just maybe I'll just get another bank and I'll try with another bank. Well, I got a credit card bank and that didn't work. It wouldn't work. So I was just like, okay, it's okay. So then something happened that was expensive, and I was like, it's fine. I have more clients booked for boarding. I have a training session that, a new client for training. Everything's going to be fine. I'll go ahead and pay for this expensive. It was just a snowball, downward snowball of and then the tornadoes. So if you saw my thumbnail, that is actually the tornado that is actually over Titus, that is actually over where we live. So that I'm so happy I didn't see that. I was in Wetumpka, so I wasn't where that's from a different angle than where I was at. So I wasn't home. My nose is running. Oh God, if I get sick, I can't. There's so much. I can't. I wouldn't be surprised if I got sick because I'm really stressed out. But yeah, that image is actually my daughter, who's almost 18. Her dad bought her a house, my ex, and bought her a trailer. We are living in a trailer right now while we build our house, and he bought her the same trailer, and it's she's 17, almost 18, and he bought her a 5-bedroom, 3-bath trailer, and I'm like, what does she need with all that? Unless he's thinking, she could have roommates, she can rent out the rooms, and then they can pay the mortgage or something. I don't know. But she's almost 18. But yeah, so my point of bringing her up is that that's really close to her house, where her house is. Because when I go to visit her, I actually have to go on this road to get to her house. So I recognize this. I know exactly where it is. And it was on Facebook. I stole the image. But it's literally the image of the tornado above Titus. So crazy. And it's horrible, but it's beautiful. Nobody died. There were no serious injuries as far as people with this when the tornado was in Titus. Now, the tornado did come through Selma, and people died in Selma before it hit us, and then it continued on to Alex City, and I think after it got through Alexander City, some other people were injured. Let me take that back. Actually, before this image, it passed through where my daughter's high school is, and while it was still kind of far, the winds were still strong enough that a student who was trying to go home was struck by a 2x4 in the back of someone's truck. And I don't know if it was him, but I know that she's in her last year of school. That a kid that goes to her school died. So we believe it's him. We don't know for sure, but he was struck by the flying 2x4 outside and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So, and I feel so bad for that principal, because originally the principal was like releasing everybody when the tornado was in Selma, which was like 2 hours away. So he was originally like having kids go home. Most of them have their own vehicles. My daughter has her own. She hadn't left yet. And so then the sirens started going off. So then he started telling everybody, come back inside. Everybody get in the halls. And this student didn't come back inside in time. So we don't know, but we believe that he's the one that didn't make it. And it was, I know that that the student was in one of her classes, so she actually knows who the student was that passed away. She just doesn't know if that is the same student that was hit by the 2x4. She didn't know who was hit by the 2x4. So we have one of our livestock guardian dogs inside. I didn't know that. I thought she was outside, because I just heard my husband telling her to settle, which normally she would be awake at night outside, patrolling or with the flock or whatever. So he's telling her to settle. And oh, it's so weird. You typed a message and retracted it, but I never saw the message. It just said, it's like it popped up and said retracted, message retracted. Or maybe I did see the message. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the tornado is, the tornado thumbnail. Even though, it's a bad thing, I kind of think it's pretty. We lost 2 piglets. They're older than, I don't know what the age is where you stop calling a piglet. They were a little older, but they were out. Tornado went right through where we had them. We lost about 15 ducks. Okay, as far as the ducks, I only found like 3 dead this time. Yeah, I'm mixed out too about who got hit by the wood. Not my daughter, just a student. But my husband sent me a picture. My husband sent me a picture of 5 of our ducks in Lake Jordan swimming away. And I think I saw them when I got home. But they were so far out that I could have been thinking I was seeing ducks when I wasn't. So, I'm gonna need a jacket. He's got the AC blowing because we normally crank it down at night. And my jacket's in the wash. But, so a handful of my ducks, joined the wild. And then as far as the chickens, we had, because we lost chickens in the first tornado, and then we lost chickens. Well, okay, we had 3 tornadoes. The first one didn't really affect us. The second one, we lost chickens. Their coop, they had a really nice big coop. And that was destroyed. And so we lost some there. And I think, like, chickens just kill over. They, like, have heart attacks. They just like die. Like if they get too stressed or too freaked out, they'll just die. So I think some that we lost, like they just, I hate that there's a huge glare on my glasses. I'm sorry. You can't really see my expressions. I have contacts, but I suck at taking them out. Like I can't, like it takes me an hour to pull one out of me like trying to like grab it and pull it out and stuff. And by the time I get it out, I'm like just want to murder everything. I'm so angry. So, and then if I leave them in for a long time, my eyes just start drying really bad. So I have them reserved for like roller coasters. That would be an ideal situation to have contacts if we go to a theme park, or maybe swimming. I don't know, but I can't swim. I don't really care to be in water like that. So I don't know. See how easy I get sidetracked? I wonder if I could see my percentage of my battery, because I know my phone was dying. Where's my 15%? Okay, so I have 15% battery. I can't plug my phone in because, gosh, my throat. I can't get sick. I can't plug my phone in because my charger doesn't, the outlet's too far away, my charger's too short, and it doesn't have the right end to connect to my laptop. You see all these problems I have, all these first world problems I have. But yeah, so we lost a lot of chickens. We lost some really old, not old, but like chickens we've had for years. They were really good layers. Really good at laying eggs. I noticed I like skimmed through my video from yesterday. We talked a lot about farming, and I kind of realized like I was saying a lot of things like broody and maybe some terms that y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. Broody is when a chicken is ready to like sit on eggs and try to hatch them. That's what they get broody, and when they're broody, they don't want to get up and eat and do chicken things. We had chickens, and when the Air Force flew over, we had chickens when the Air Force flew over when on exercise. We lost 20 chickens through heart attacks. Okay, I think I get what you're saying. Are you saying like when the Air Force was training, when they were like having their planes go over, the chickens would have heart attacks from the airplanes? That would suck. That would really suck because I know like where Chad lives, he lives near an airport. When the jets flew over. Are you using voice to text? Because that looks like a sentence that would happen with me with voice to text. It would just like make up stuff. They were really low. Yeah. I'm freezing. I need a jacket. Yeah, chickens just like there's a video of a rooster who, I don't know if he actually has a heart attack or if he just passes out, but he's crowing. No, that's not our dog doing that, by the way. No. There's another dog we're boarding. This is our second time boarding him, and we'll have him for a week. And my husband, started whining to get out of the kennel. My husband kept letting him out. And I'm like, husband, you know better. What are you doing? You're teaching him bad stuff. But there's a video of I'm gonna let him out in a second as soon as he hushes. Of a rooster crowing, and it's just like crowing. Its head's like straight up, and then it just like, I think it falls straight backwards. I don't know if he has a heart attack or if he like just fainted or something. But yeah, they'll just like, usually it's stress. They'll it's like stress from seeing something or being overwhelmed. They'll like uh they'll see one of the other chickens attacked by a coyote, and then they'll have a heart attack from seeing that. Yeah, or yeah, there's something loud and scary. They, they just kill over. See how he's starting to get a little worked out. So as soon as he's quiet for a little bit, I'll get up and I'll let him go outside. He's been outside twice. He might just want cuddles, because he also didn't get to do much today. But yeah, I was really bummed out because we had some really good laying chickens that laid, they laid a lot of eggs, but that's not what made them so good. What made them so good was that you can handle them and you can put them up in their coop easily, or they just made them really good. They're good and social. Oh, fainting. I've seen the fainting goats. We just fed our dogs some goats that had died in the tornado. Well, I guess it's been like a week. I need a jacket too. I hate to like hop up and leave y'all again without like a dog here I might call. Maybe I'll get Darling. Y'all want me to get Darling and have her watch the stream for me while I take this dog out and grab a jacket? Where's Ryuk? Ryuk is in his kennel right now. I thought about having him for the stream. I'll probably have him for one of the streams. It'll have to be after he played, because he is still a puppy. And he's not, when he comes out here, he's like, oh, what can I get into? What's new that I can explore? Or I want to roll around and be silly. Y'all seen him in the video where he's rolling around on the couch. Like, he's like a puppy. He's like, but he doesn't realize he's giant. So I can see him knocking like my laptop over. And not because, he's being bad. It's just because he's being a big fat puppy. So, but yeah, and I think a lot of people forget too, or like when we went to Tractor Supply, they thought he was an adult because he's so big. He's bigger than Rolo, and he's still technically a puppy. But yeah, he's in his crate right now. We have him on the puppy routine. To keep up with potty training and not getting into trouble and learning bad habits like getting into the trash. He hasn't done that, but unsupervised, they could get into trouble and then start creating bad habits. He just never eaten poop. He was rolling in poop. Let me get Darling and let this dog out real quick. Hey, Darling. No, Rolo. No. I said Darling. Darling, come. No, stay in here. Darling, come. No. All right, Darling, come watch the stream for me. Come here. Okay, Darling, come here. Come up here. Come on. All right, so Darling is going to sit here with y'all. Y'all can ask her some questions. You can ask what she thinks of Ryuk. Darling, sit. No. Good boy. That's good boy. Come on. Come on. Light on for you. Alright, bud. Darling, you're supposed to sit on the street. Darling, sit. Here. She abandoned y'all. I can't believe it. She just went over there and laid down. Sit. I thought I trained you. I thought I taught you better than that. I noticed also in the video it looked like I'm choking her. I'm grabbing her chest right here. Sit, darling, sit. I need a jacket though. I'm freezing. I'm freezing. Sit. Sit. No. Cordy, come here. Come back in here. So cold. Sit right there. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, sorry. I couldn't find a jacket. My jackets are muddy. From one was on my seat in the truck, and it got muddy that way. The other one I was wearing when my truck got stuck in the mud. Okay, darling, come over here. All right. So I heard some stars having some conversations. Yeah. I mean, Ryuk, as far as Chad saying he couldn't leave Ryuk unsupervised, you shouldn't leave any puppy unsupervised until they're old enough and they've earned the right to be left alone. Any young dog can get into trouble like that, and then they start learning bad habits that become a problem as they get older, and they continue to do that. Usually we wait until around 18 months, which is, where I consider them typically, depends on the dog, old enough to be left unsupervised. And then we test run it. And if they screw up, then, we go back and we wait another month or two, and then we give them another chance until finally get the hang of it. Chad was saying Ryuk is not like his other Lycan shepherds. I mean, after all, Ryuk has a lot more wolf, which I can see can cause some issues in the house unattended. Yeah. Ryuk, I think, is amazing for his age and for his content, compared to what I've seen other people's high content wolf dogs, how they behave. I really hope I'm not getting sick. My throat's just, ugh. But when I was reading about high contents in houses, they were talking about how they jump on the counters and they take stuff off of the counters. They break windows. They tear up couches. That sort of stuff. But again, we don't really give him opportunities to make those mistakes. Ryuk is really, really good, and he has a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. He, with the right leadership and training and stuff, which he's getting all that. yeah, I'm really excited to see him as he grows. I haven't seen Togo. Togo? Is that what that says? Togo? I assume from the Iditarod. I don't even know how to spell Togo. I'm horrible. I'm not sure. Is it? Is that how you spell it? That's a travel insurance. Oh, let's see. Put movie. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, it's Togo. Is that what you meant? Yeah, Togo. I haven't seen that movie actually, which makes me horrible because I have a mushing team. I have Alaskan Huskies, Siberian Husky mixes, Malamute mixes. None of my dogs have Chinook in them yet, but I plan to get some. I have Akitas. Some of my dogs have Akita in their lines. As far as wolf dog mixes, in my opinion, from what I've learned so far, I would avoid husky and Malamute mixes because wolves are already kind of flighty, and they have a lot of fear, and they have a lot of issues, or I don't want to say like it in a negative way, but their traits paired with the traits of like a husky, who are escape artists, who like to run, who can be stubborn, rebellious, or jokesters, and like you're trying to be serious with them. Hey, come back inside. There's, I don't know, a rabid raccoon. I don't know, something, where you need to listen to me. And they're just like, haha, or what? And they're jumping around and acting silly. Come catch me, That doesn't pair well, in my opinion, with a wolf. So, and then Malamutes are, they're more, typically, they're more stubborn. They're a bit more on the lazy side. They originally were, I want to talk about, their original breeds, but more than likely the Malamute that would be in, and one that you get wouldn't be from a working line. You know what I mean? It most likely would be from, some backyard breeder show line. But stereotypically, as far as Malamutes, they're stubborn. They're a bit more lazy. I think because they're just independent. They're not really a pack breed. So they don't really work well with other dogs. They can have same-sex aggression, which so can Siberian Huskies. When I say Huskies, that's what I meant was the Siberian Huskies. There's a couple different kind of Huskies. And so, when you take all those traits and you put them into, and you add a wolf, I just don't think it meshes well. But at the same time, so then the next popular one would be a German Shepherd. German Shepherds are really loyal. I think out of the 3 popular ones, German Shepherd would be the best if you got a well-bred, solid temperament German Shepherd that was used in with it. Because there are some pretty neurotic, crazy backyard bred German Shepherds, or like if you have a working line German Shepherd that has high drive, which also Huskies have high prey drive. 10% battery. Okay. I have 10% battery. It's actually dying a lot slower than I thought it would. So, you got show line German Shepherds. You've got working line German Shepherds. You've got European German Shepherds. You've got American German Shepherds. So, and they all have their own little traits. I have a German Shepherd Rottweiler that we use as a livestock guardian dog. He's one of our frontline I'm gonna fight the coyotes. I'm gonna fight off the foxes and the raccoons. Yeah, and Lobo is is a working line, long coated, German Shepherd. I believe his father was his father was a police dog. Was a working police dog. I don't remember any other facts about Lobo. And Lobo, the other fact is that he comes from imported lines. So the kennel that he comes from, they breed both, or they were breeding both, which I believe Amy bred Lobo, but she got the parents from other people, and they imported them from Europe. A lot of people prefer to import as well as I do, because the breed isn't watered down. It's like a nice way, I guess, of saying it. A lot of the European breeders are really strict and very serious, and I'm not saying that there's not them in the States, because I'm pretty strict and serious, but they're like, oh, you have this one little health problem, entire line cut from our breeding project. You're all pets now, no longer being bred. Oh, you don't have the right temperament. We're gonna figure out where this temperament is coming from that we don't like. We're gonna cut that whole line. Is now cut from the project. And they're not as obsessed with like looks as they like. Their top priority is temperament and health, drive if it's a working line, like, and then their structure, like the looks and stuff, coat being usually last. So yeah, and if you see Lobo's got drive. With how he is with the toys and the balls, and he's more motivated by those things than food. He's kind of getting to be older. I like calling him Uncle Lobo. Crazy Uncle Lobo, yep. Which he's uncle to almost all of them, I think. Yeah. Except for Kurgan. I think he's almost everybody's uncle or great uncle. So. And I have, I meant to bring her into this. Oh, she is right there. I have Vivian, who I co-own with Augusto, the dog daddy, for his breeding program. And she's only around 10 or 11 months. So it will be a while before she'll be bred. But she's from a show line specifically, but she's also imported. So incredibly healthy. Pretty good temperament. She's got some things we need to work on, but that's not there. It's not inherited behavioral problems. It's just training things that she needs to be worked on. Because I got her older. She was in a kennel. She was staying in a kennel beforehand when he got her and sent her to me, or picked her out, I guess. And she is, her dad, I believe I've got to check. I believe her dad is Owen, Augusto's Maine. I got to double check. Because for a while we were actually going to pick another dog. And then last minute we went with her. Augusto really wanted, because he was trying to give me the option of who to choose. And I was like, you know, it's your breeding program, you know, and he's like, well, you're gonna be raising her and taking care of her. But I was like, no, it's your program. Who do you want? And he really wanted her. So he actually worked with her for a little bit and showed me some stuff with her because she was a little bit of a mess when we first got her. She's a little reactive, kind of fearful of bigger dogs. She doesn't like Ryuk. She's okay with him now, but she doesn't like him. But that has nothing to do with, you know, her genetics. Yeah, I'm super excited. I never even considered it before. And then, you know, he called me and we talked for like a couple hours about it. And, yeah, and decided to do it. I talked a lot about my whelping, how I whelp puppies and stuff like that. She said he told me he's never done like puppy culture. He had never even heard of Badass Breeders, I think, at that point. Yeah, Ryuk, I think, yeah, Ryuk, I don't know. I'll have to, like, it's been a minute since they've just been together and played together. Well, okay, I don't think they've ever played together, but she's, okay, so Vivian and Kindred look really similar. They're both solid black. They both are long-coated. Just one's 30 to 40% wolf. And her German Shepherd lines are a working line, whereas Vivian is show line. But when you see them together, you usually think that they're siblings. Like, everybody's like, oh, you know, they're sisters. And I'm like, actually not at all. they're not related in any way. The way I describe the two personalities of them is Vivian is prissy. She doesn't want to get her paws dirty. Like, she will groom herself like a cat. Where we live, there's a lot of dirt and mud. You know, live in the country. We had our property cleared and nothing would grow. I water the dirt every day and got some weeds. I'm so proud of my little weeds. And we go hiking and stuff like that. And Vivian is just so, like, dainty, and she doesn't really want to play rough. She wants to play, but she doesn't want to, like, wrestle so much. Like, she reminds me, they both of them remind me of cats in different ways, but she kind of, you know, like, if you've seen a cat where someone will walk past the cat and the cat will reach out and, like, trip you. You know, this Vivian does that, but she'll, like, a dog will walk by and she'll reach out their mouth and, like, grab their legs so they, like, trip. And that's it. Oh yeah, Vivian would definitely have flower petals and carpet. She would have people fanning her as she walked by. Yeah. Oh yeah, she didn't like her collar. It wasn't Gucci. We'll have to go to Gucci and get one of those harnesses for her. Hopefully it will be good enough for her. I don't know. But, and then Kindred is the opposite. Like, Kindred is like a train wreck. Like, not mentally, but the way she behaves is just like, she's like, hey guys, wanna play? Jumps on Vivian. Vivian's like, oh my God, get off of me. You know, like, you know. And then Kindred is like, oh, look, there's mud. Let's go. Jumps in the mud and digs around and stuff. And, yeah, like when they eat, Vivian is very, like, dainty, and she picks her little piece off and she chews her little piece. And then Kindred is just like, goes for the guts and gets it all over her face. Did y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that puppy. This dog that we're boarding. He is throwing a temper tantrum. But But anyways, so I hope it's not. He's getting loud. I hope it's not too loud on the stream. Um, but yeah. So the two, they're like opposites, but they are best friends. Vivian and Kindred are best friends. Like they'll sleep together, and they like to do stuff together. Kindred is like right in your face, and Vivian is in the background judging. Yeah, you hear him having a fit? Do you hear that? Yeah. Yeah, we put him in our spare room where we put dogs who are in heat. And he's not alone. He's in there with Freya. Freya is amazing with puppies. I had him in the living room, and I know he was going to get worked up and pitch a fit. So I had my husband move him into that room, and he's starting to pitch a fit. So, but I told the owner, like, he's going to develop separation anxiety. She needs to have him sent and stay with different people while he's young, so that way he can do it if she ever has to go in the hospital, or she has to fly somewhere, like someone passed away and she has to go and she has to leave him. Imagine if he was full grown, he could probably tear down the door, you know what I mean, or put a hole in the wall, or just. So I was like, you need to start doing this so that way he can be well-rounded. But anyways, yeah, so do you have any questions about Kindred or Vivian? Kindred is, I think she's 2 months younger than Vivi. Oh, and I am supposed to get another dog from Augusto, from the dog daddy. I know him as Augusto, and it's so weird for me to call him dog daddy. But I love what he's doing, the branding and all that, it's really helping him. Like, it's just like the last like year and a half, like he's just like blown up. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he hustled down, and he's like, he actually had to, leave his pack. He took Owen. I think he took only Owen to begin with, and then he got not Savannah. What's the other one's name that import? I think it was Owen's sister too, imported from the same people who bred Owen. I can't remember her name. Wow. I want to say it's Vanessa, but it's not. I wonder if I just Google it. I feel bad. I don't remember her name. We met her. I've met her a couple times now. And of course Savannah, the younger one that he has. Savannah is also just like Kindred. She's more of a tomboy. She was giving, when we were with him in Atlanta, she was giving his assistant, Jordan, a hard time. Like, messing with him and stuff. It's funny. She's so cute. And then I had some sweet tea, and she was trying to steal the sweet tea. So she's so cute. She looks so much like Kindred, though. It's crazy. And she's so big now. I saw a picture of her recently, and she's like all grown up. Which Vivi, I was noticing Vivian is so tall now. It's like, man, what happened to my little Vivi? When she sits down, she's so tall, and I'm just like, you're as big as everybody else. Not as big as Ryuk, but like as big as my other dogs. But yeah, that's what I was getting at. I will be getting I'll be getting a male to go with her, to pair with her in the future. But she's not old enough right now, so it's. I don't know if we'll be getting if I'll be getting a puppy, or if I'll be getting an adult male. I think I'm going to ask him for a male puppy, because it's harder for me to integrate adult males into my pack than it is for females. And I think it will be easier to have a male puppy that Kratos and Rolo and Bjorn and the rest of the boys like see that like are raised with. Also, I had to leave to get your son ready for school. You too. Have a good day on the other side of the world. I have to get ready for bed. My phone is about to die. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Y'all think of questions. I'm going to try to stream every day. Hopefully earlier. Well, I guess it would be later for you guys. Wait. Not later. It'd be really early for you guys. Like 3 a.m. kind of early, right? If I did it earlier. Oh my gosh, get out. Oh. Y'all see that fly? They like my gummies. That's how I should trap them. There's like 2 or 3 left. Put gummies and get them. Do I train dogs like Augusto? Kind of no. I don't handle aggressive dogs. I do pack walks, and honestly, I feed my dogs raw food every day. There has been times where they have eaten kibble. I almost said I had parvo. I had COVID. It was like parvo. And they had some kibble then because my husband and I and my 2 younger children got COVID. My oldest daughter, who her father bought her a house, she was actually in Georgia. So we had to pay for rovers, for dog sitters to come help us with our dogs. And feeding raw was just going to be too much with the amount of dogs that we have. And so, yeah, we had them feed dog food. Except for Kratos and Winter. I think only those 2 still ate raw, and my dad actually came and fed them. As far as training, if it wasn't for Augusto, I've been watching Augusto on YouTube for around 8 years. He used to be really big on Facebook. And then there was just a bunch of drama, and he kind of backed off of Facebook for a while. But I saw recently he's been posting a lot on Facebook. But if it wasn't for him, there's no way I would be able to walk like 5 to 8 dogs at a time. I would not know how to do it. So, and some of them are still training, and if there's still like some of them, if there's, the problem is, I have a lot of high drive working breed dogs, whereas he has the ones that you see on his channel are show line. So while they still have drive, it's not as intense. And then he doesn't have kids. He doesn't have a significant other, at least not at the moment that I know of. He made some hints, but I don't think he does. Sometimes he jokes. So it was just him and his pack all the time. And I when I was 21 until I was like 25, 26, I had my own pack of Doberman Pinschers. And I think there was like 1 rescue in there. And an accidental litter pup. It was a Welsh Corgi got my Doberman pregnant. And I had Corgi Dobermans. And so I ended up keeping 1. She had 16 puppies. Imagine trying to find homes for 16 Corgi Dobermans, Corgi Pinchers. I don't know what you would call them, like with a designer breed. It's the new designer breed. So if you ever hear me say I hate corgis, that's why. I'm traumatized. But yeah, when I was younger, I had my pack, and I didn't know, Augusto would probably was just a baby then. Um, so there was no Augusto, and there was just Cesar Milan, and so I used a lot of Cesar Milan's techniques, and I was still able to walk my group of Dobermans not at a nice heel, but calmly. And I remember this lady had like, she was trying to walk her 3 smaller dogs, and her dogs were like losing their freaking minds at my Dobermans. And she was on the other side of the road, and she was just like, how? Like, how did you get them to do that? And I was like, I was young. I was like, I don't know. Could have been my first client. A lot of my style of dog training is similar to Augusto because I've been watching him for so long, and I've tried a lot of his techniques. My training is similar, but my training is also influenced by Peter Kane, and by Will Atherton, by Fenrir dog training, some Beckman. I like his collar corrections. I technically am a balanced trainer. I have e-collars. I haven't really used them. I can see where they could benefit, like they can help some people, but I personally haven't. I don't have to use them. But yeah, I'm still trying to like figure out my exact technique, but I really do want to go. I probably won't be able to go. It's in 20 days. Well, now it's in 19 days. Is this class? I really wanted to go and train under him and work one-on-one with his training the trainers program and learn how to work with aggressive dogs and learn how to work with all these different breeds and how to work with clients. That's something I really need to work on, and how to teach them how to use the tools and that sort of stuff. So that's the areas I struggle with. Yes. Let's see. I do feed raw every day. Occasionally they're out of raw food and then I have to buy something a little more expensive. Or there's been times where, because I buy so much, I feel like I clear out their shelves and then I go back and they still haven't restocked. So I do, okay, today we're having veggies, and whatever I have left, or let's pull something out of the freezer that I've had in there forever. I still have like some deer heads from last year in the freezer. And I just got a huge box of deer heads today. But occasionally they do eat kibble, and then I have kibble because I foster a lot. So, but not generally. I've forgotten the wolf dog you had outside name. You talking about Lux? The wolf dog that didn't want to come inside? She comes inside now. Ever since the tornado, she comes inside. We have an impact crate because she can break out of a crate. If she is left alone, she freaks out and breaks out. So we have an impact crate, and we'll put her and like maybe her and Garen together because I got the wider impact crate. So we can put her and Garen together. We can put her and Winter together. We can put her and Vivian together. Or her and Kindred. Kindred is kind of rough. Kindred likes to tease and play rough. So Kindred and Garen go good together. But Lex has more of a similar personality to Vivian, where she doesn't want to be in the mix of all the action and the drama. Like, she does like to play, but she doesn't want to play super rough. Yeah, progress. And that's another reason I wanted to go to training, is because before I took Garen to see Augusto, I could not get a leash on Garen. he would death roll like an alligator, and so I couldn't walk them. So taking them to the vet for their vaccinations and their checkups and stuff. Basically they had to stay in a crate, and the vet would have to distract them in the front. The vet would have to do all the stuff on the back end. They was just like, and I'd rather, even if I had to go through the side door at my vet's, through a back door to a private room, I want to be able to put a leash on and walk them in there, and then the vet come, and maybe they're a little nervous and shy, but still be able to do that. And so, yeah. Well, I took Garen down to see Augusto, and we spent 3 or 4 days training. Maybe it was 3 days training, and like one day I just observed him work. I can't remember now. Now I can walk Garen on a leash. I don't know if y'all saw that picture of Augusto with Garen. Garen still, he doesn't like when I put the leash on. He kind of like, he'll either try to like run away and be like, kind of like a husky, you can't catch me. Or he'll just like lay there and like, just like pout that I'm putting the leash on him. But as soon as I put the leash on, then he's like, oh, okay, so where are we going? It's so weird. I think he still kind of has a little bit of a negative association with actually putting the leash on. But once, we get it on, he's good. I can take him places. I've taken Garen to Tractor Supply. That was a lot for him. So I have to go when it's not busy. And I've taken Garen a couple places. Taken Garen to the dog park. I keep him on leash because if he freaks out, I'll never be able to catch him. Yeah. And Augusto's assistant really wanted to pet Garen, and so I got a little clip of his assistant Jordan petting Garen and being like, like when he went to pet him, it was so cute. Being so excited to pet, like Garen's around 85% wolf, so his assistant was super excited to get to meet Garen and pet him. But yeah, so, and the other thing that really got to me, I kind of got jealous, is like by the third day, like I had Garen for like 2 or 3 months. And by the third day of Augusto working with Garen was following Augusto. Even when I had Garen on the leash, Garen was walking and laying next to Augusto. And I was like, what the heck? Like, you don't even know that man, What the heck? I fed you, I gave you a home. And you're going to leave me for this guy, So, but if I can learn, like fine tune my techniques and learn how to do them better, and then I can help Lux out, and really I've been imagining, how many wolf dogs are out there that need help, and compared to how many wolf dog trainers are there. So it's like if I can like take some of those techniques and help save wolf dogs and help give them a better life and give their owners a better life, like that'd be amazing, Yeah, I'm just like starstruck with, I couldn't pet Garen before. If I got up, Garen would run from me before, even though like I had been hand feeding them. Oh man, hand feeding Garen, he takes your fingers with he'll run up and snatch it, and he's still rough. He's still pretty rough, but he's getting better at hand feeding. But y'all see like these videos of him where he comes right up to me and I can toss some food and he'll catch it, and he'll follow me around the house, and he'll come and lay down on the couch next to us. Those pictures I have posted of him laying on the couch, those are after he went and trained with Augusto. So it's just like, I need that. You know, I want to be able to work with Lux and get her to where Garen is, even if like that's the most she ever gets and Garen passes her up. Like that would just make me so happy if I can just get, you know, even if she kind of like just lays down and is like, fine, put a leash on me, but I can put a leash on her, take her to get her vaccinations. Like that would be amazing. You know, if she would follow me around, that would be amazing. If she'd feel comfortable to come lay next to me, that would be amazing. And then if there's like other wolf dogs out there, because I can't see anybody else or like the average person keeping wolf dogs like this unless they're going to keep them in an outdoor enclosure and they just look at them and call them pretty. You know what I mean? Like I can't see anybody who would do this, who would keep the wolf dogs, because Lux will poop on herself if she gets scared. And so if she's in the house and she gets scared, I'm cleaning up a mess. And Garen used to do that at first. He wasn't as bad just before I went for the training, but he doesn't do it anymore at all. So yeah, I couldn't imagine somebody else taking care of Garen and Lux. I feel like they would give them up, or they would take them to a shelter. And shelters, unless it's a wolf dog rescue, it's automatic euthanasia. Yeah, and as far as me and wolf dogs, it hasn't been a huge dream of mine to be like, oh, I want to own a wolf dog, you know, one day. I want to have a wolf. I didn't have like, my sister loved wolves. My younger sister loved wolves. So, it just happens. I actually wanted a fox. That's the exotic type canine that I wanted. I wanted a fox, but they stink. They mark everywhere, and they are pretty much only outside. I've seen some people who have foxes inside, and they talk about how they spray all over their couches and stuff like that. So yeah. And Augusto, you know, says like he'll have more training the trainer programs where I could go later on. But I'm just like, but how many dogs could I save in between? How many dogs, wolf dogs, can I save in those months that I would have to wait for the next one? You know, it's just, I want to do it now. I want to help Lux now. I want to help other dogs. I know dogs right now with aggression problems, with, you know, activity problems, where owners are just like debating on putting them down or surrendering them because they don't know what to do. And it's like, if I have the tools, if I know what to do, you know, I could save their lives, or I could help the owners, you know. Like the couple with they have to keep their two dogs separate. They have to, one's in one room, one's in the other. Okay, this dog's turn to go out. Okay, put that one up. Now it's this dog's turn to go out. Like, that's the only time we have to do that is when dogs are in heat, you know. And then we built a separate heat fence, you know. So, like that, living like that is really hard. And if I could help, if I have better tools, and I know, now I don't mean physical tools, but like if I know the education, what to do and how to help the owners to help their dogs, like, yeah, it would just be awesome. I can keep so many dogs out of shelters and then help get dogs out of shelters. I've also seriously thought about starting my own rescue, and maybe even a wolf dog rescue. And then rehabilitating them so that they can find homes. And then I can showcase them on my channel to help them to find homes. So I've seriously thought about it. We've got enough land. We have a lot of dogs, so you know, we're used to managing a lot of dogs. And then if I have the right skills for training, you know, then maybe maybe I could do it. I would hire a kennel tech to clean up poop. To handle pooping, the cleaning up the poop, and like meal prep. Meal prep takes a lot of time. A lot of times we have like chicken buckets, where we weigh, okay, like these quarter legs weigh this much, weigh like 2 pounds, and this quarter leg weighs 1.5 pounds, and this quarter leg weighs like a pound, because our dogs are different weights. And so it's like, okay, so this dog needs, one and like 2 pound and 1 pound, so like, okay, this is, quickly to get the right weight, the right amount of food for each dog. But it takes up a lot of time. And then we also do, like, we got a grinder. That's nice. So some dogs don't want to eat their liver or their liver or their kidneys. And so now we have a grinder. We can grind them up and mix them into their favorite thing. So it's like, okay, so like here's some ground turkey. We grind it up with the liver and the kidneys or whatever, and then they eat it instead of like eating everything and then leaving that. So, and we can put their vitamins in there, mix it in there so it's nice and mixed in, so we know they're getting enough. But that takes up a lot of time. So that's where it's like, maybe I would hire a kennel tech who do the fun part of cleaning up kennels, like cleaning up poop, cleaning up the dog yard, cleaning up, brushing coats, taking dogs out, and then doing the meal prep. And then I can do all the fun stuff like training and hiking and cuddling. But yeah, so yeah, I thought about that. Or even just someone just to help me to get it done faster every day. And then it's like, if it's me, Sean, and another person doing it, knock it all out really fast. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really depressed because I had the money. I had almost all the money to do the whole thing, and then yeah. Oh, that's the other bad thing is our truck's acting up now. So we have a truck and a car. The tires on the car, the wheels broke when the tornado picked the front end up and dropped it. The hubs and some parts on the inside broke. So we ordered the parts. We're trying to fix it ourselves to save money. And there's like something we can't do ourselves that we have to take to a mechanic. I have a dog hair in my mouth, probably. And now I was driving the truck, which, God, I like put $100 in the tank a day. And I'm just watching my bank account like dwindle down to nothing. Compared to my car, I could put like $30 and it lasts for the week. And I can do all kinds of driving. And the truck is not like that at all. So I'm like, oh, I want my car. I just want my car. Also, it's a big old truck. And then after today getting stuck in the mud, I was just like, this wouldn't have happened with my car because I would have known how much I needed to go around. And my car would have been much easier to pull out from getting stuck in the mud if it did. But yeah, today the truck, maybe when we pulled it out or it got stuck, something happened. But when I was driving it, it was making like a really loud sound. Maybe there's a branch. Maybe, please, maybe there's just a branch underneath and it's making some racket. I don't think it sounds like metal on metal. I think it's the brakes. Maybe it's the brakes. That's not. Oh, anxiety. So, I'm trying not to be bummed. It's really hard when everything was lined up, everything was set to go, and then, yeah, we are replacing the wheel bearings. We had to replace the rotor, the hub, the wheel bearings. We're replacing the brakes since we're doing all that, and we've spent a little over $1,000 so far on the car, on the parts. Yeah, we did the rotors, wheel bearings, the hubs, because the wheel bearing and the hub, like we have to put that together ourselves. Well, if we took it to a mechanic, The quote from the mechanic was like, crazy expensive. When I went to drive my car, so I didn't even know anything was wrong. Part Geeks and Rock Auto are great places to buy parts for cheap. Oh, well, I already bought them from AutoZone and crap. What's the one that Chris Fix recommends? Advanced Auto Parts. Yeah, I ordered the parts because I need my car. I do a lot of pickup and delivery for dog boarding and then, going to clients' houses. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that sucks. I know, yeah, we paid like close to $1,000 now on just parts and it's still not fixed. And I still need one of my boots on one of the rods is, I guess, I hope I'm saying the right words. I'm not a mechanic. I just watched Chris Fix. Is torn. So I don't know if it's been torn or if whenever the tornado picked up that's what the mechanic said too. They said that the way that the damage looks is that the tornado picked up the car in the front and then it just dropped it. And so when my tires didn't bust, luckily because they're brand new tires, that would have sucked. Although I have them insured, so I don't know if that would count. You have to fix everything at this point. You have to fix everything at this point. My car is old. My car has gone through 2 deer. So technically my car is my husband's car before he got his truck. And he actually broke my car. I had a car. I had a Lincoln. But yeah. So I'm driving his Hyundai Elantra. But the gas on it is amazing. So I could drive to Minnesota and back on for $300 compared to the truck was like $800 to drive to Minnesota and back. Yeah. And my husband hit 2 deer, like 2 separate times. We fixed everything on that car. And then he hit another deer. And so that it has a black hood on, and we didn't finish fixing the cosmetics after the second deer. It's destructible. Yeah. But yeah, it's still kicking. I drove all the way to Minnesota. I've used that car to pick up Vivian in Pennsylvania from Augusto. And I went to Miami in the car. I've been to Texas 3 times in the car when my husband was in the Air Force. Yeah, it's got a lot of mileage on it. And yeah, then it's been through 2 deer. So let me scoot this over. I can't see it. Yeah. I drive all the time. I just went to Arkansas and picked up 3 dogs that joined our pack for that will be bred. They're for a breeding program. And I was so the day before I was going to take my car, I was like, well, I need to replace my brakes anyways. I remember I kept thinking, I should get my oil changed and get my brakes changed. And I went to drive my car, and it was after the tornado. And it was just like my wheels were just going like this when I went to drive it. And the way it felt was so weird. It was really, really weird feeling. And so I got out and I had my daughter drive it. And then I could see the wheels it was like they were loose inside. It was so weird. I don't know how to explain it. And it was just like, oh my God. I had no idea what happened. I had no idea what happened. I had the truck the day of the tornado. And it's I took it to the mechanic, and they guess that's what happened, was that the tornado just picked up the front end of it and then dropped it. And then I looked up videos to see what they were talking about, and I've seen where the tornadoes will kind of lift it up and then it'll drop back down. So that makes sense. Yes, I do breed dogs. I used to breed the first thing I ever bred were Doberman. Well, first first thing I ever bred was mice. And when I was a teenager, I bred fancy mice. And learned a lot about like coat colors and stuff like that. But then as a young adult, I bred Doberman Pinschers. I was borderline a backyard breeder without knowing it because I didn't do like I didn't do like hips and elbow tests or x-rays or temperament tests or anything like that. We just had a good looking AKC stud. I had my girls AKC, which really doesn't mean that much. It just means that there's pretty much a record of it being purebred and its parents. Does it mean that you're getting a healthy dog or a dog with a good temperament? No, my girls they had amazing temperament. They were amazing, but they weren't healthy. And down the road, they all ended up getting cancer, and a lot of their pups, as they got older, got cancer. The ones that kept in touch with me. That was really, really hard. It still like it makes me upset right now. I love my Dobermans, Xena and Callisto. If you don't realize, I name animals with themes. I'm literally getting emotional, and this was like I'm 38, so this was 20 years ago. 20 years ago that I lost Xena, and then Callisto. My main two, Xena was my main girl. She was like my Rolo. Rolo is with me. But Callisto was just as good. A little bit younger, and they got cancer. They had skin problems, they had allergies and stuff like that, and which that's not always hereditary. I was also feeding them the worst dog food you possibly could feed. I thought that I was just paying for a name, for a label, when I didn't know anything about raw back then, so I was getting Old Roy, I believe. Which when you read the ingredients, it says it says meat and bone meal, which means it could be any animal, including zoo animals, roadkill, diseased and sick livestock, cancerous animals, or parts of the animal that had cancer or tumors. It could be, did I say lab? It could be lab animals like lab rats, lab monkeys, lab dogs, lab rabbits. So they had like tests all done on the meat. It could be race horses, race dogs. There's another big one that always like euthanized pets, guinea pigs, dogs, cats. Pretty much any meat. It's rendered meat, and they just get all this meat, and then they cook it to a crisp to hopefully kill all the bad stuff, and then they call it dog food. So that may have also played a big part on why Xena got colon cancer and Callisto got stomach cancer. I almost got the two mixed up. But they both had skin allergies, and that could have just been to like poor diet. So after that, it wasn't even after that. It was a couple of years later that I switched from the cheapest dog food, because I literally, like, you get a bag of cereal. You get the bagged cereal and you get the box cereal, and it's the same ingredients. That's what I thought. And even still, some of the really expensive dog food that you buy, when you look at the ingredients, they're garbage. You are paying for a label. So you do need to, like, do your research and read the ingredients. But the reason I switched from the cheapest dog food was one day a bunch of water poured on our dog food. And I was like, it'll be fine. I'll let them, they can eat it. It'll be okay. Like, I don't mean like it's staying soggy for like weeks. That's just like the next day they can eat what they can eat. And then when it gets yucky, I'll throw it out. The next morning, the water poured on it that night. The next morning, there was all this like stuff growing, like some kind of fungus growing the next morning. So I was just like, I'm never buying this again. This isn't right. This is disgusting. So that's when I started really looking to get better dog food and all. Okay, bye Amanda. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do a live every day for the next 19 days. Do you think a lot of these dog foods are causing a lot of issues with dogs nowadays? Like I was watching Chad's video a couple days ago about him not needing to brush his dog's teeth. Yes, that is a huge Good night, good morning. Yeah, it's oh my god, it's midnight. It's 12:30 at night. I need to go to bed. Insomnia. Well, kind of. What will happen is I'll lay down and I'll just be on my phone. I'll probably upload a short. I think I got like some cute shorts I can upload. But yeah, like teeth. So kibble, to get the dog food is. Have you ever like made a hamburger? You get the ground beef, and when you're cooking the ground beef, it kind of like crumbles or falls apart or separates. So people will put like crackers or bread in it, and they'll mix it all up together, and then the burger stays together when you cook it. That's kind of like what they do with dog food, except they take it to the next level because they realize that if I put wheat, corn, soy, rice, potatoes, all these like carbs in there, not only does it keep the meat together when they cook it, but it also saves them a bunch of money. And so why not? Like they can make more dog food for cheaper. So what happens is that your dog, when they digest carbs like corn or potatoes or that sort of stuff, it turns into sugar. They're chewing it. It's not species appropriate. Like they can handle some, a little bit's fine, but too much of anything is bad. So it's way too much for them, and so it causes cavities. It causes plaque. It feeds the bacteria, the bad bacteria in the mouth that for their teeth to rot. Causes stomach problems. Wow, you're still up. Do I call you Miss Free Warden, or would you rather me call you by your name? It's 12:30 here. Is it? I feel like it's. I think we're in the same time zone, aren't we? I said set my live to 9 p.m. and then I changed it to 10, and that was kind of